Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna do roundup videos too. I didn't think I was going to, but then a few things happened. So I managed to upload a video today, and I'm hoping to do a few more and get some more uploaded and kind of break myself out of this funk. I think I finally have the camera situation all figured out, so I'll be working on that. But this is be very simple. I mean, I'm gonna have to move again, for like the 5th time in 5 years. I'm not looking forward to it, and this is gonna have to be a big one. As in possibly leaving Colorado, just because it's getting too expensive and I can't afford to live here anymore. Not without being poor again. And I don't want to go back to that. I've worked so hard to get to where I am, and just realizing that housing here is so atrocious. You cannot buy, and they're making it so you can't rent. Rents are so high, and they're just getting higher. So anyway, I'm in limbo because I'm waiting for people to get back to me so I can figure that out. And I'm hoping that, yeah, that's where I'm at. So I kind of threw myself into a funk with that last week and didn't upload any videos, even though I have a ton I still have got to edit. I want to work a second run on the symbolism item that I put up on my website, and though I didn't seem to get a lot of views, I had quite a few questions, so I'm going to do a write-up on spirit candles and the light for your altar and get that up there too. I'm also thinking of doing something on the first operation. There's a ton of videos on it. Benabelle Wen covers it in some of her classes, as well as Holistic Tarot. But it comes from Paul Foster Case, who, if you know anything about me, you know that I am a big Builders the Editum person. So, which I'm going to be doing a video on here today as well. I have all the stuff around me to do videos on. This is just going to be a computer one because nothing too fancy. I'm not going to do walkthroughs. So, the deck that I have been working with for the past month and a half has been the Tarot Wicca. And it is amazing. Oh my gosh, I love this deck. I have not, for reading, I have lots of art decks I love. But for reading, this deck is amazing. It is on point, and even though not everything is strictly Rider-Waite, it is just so refreshing. The spreads that come in the little book, I've incorporated into some of my daily readings. I love this deck, and I'm going to keep coming back to time and time again. This has been probably the best deck I've picked up in a long time as far as just a full-on reading deck to work with. And this does not count some of the other decks, I know, but this is a general all-around purpose, even just learning the Tarot Wicca. So I went from having a wonderful experience, and I've been going through my decks and everything. I'm going to do a getting rid of video here. And there's 3 decks I have, which all signs point to I should probably get rid of these decks. But I haven't really worked with them. And there's reasons, which I'll go over. And, yeah, but I feel like if I don't give them a chance and spend the month with these decks, or the next month and a half, then I'm doing so. So the first one, when I was really young and started expanding my tarot collection out of my first 2, which were the Hanson Roberts I got when I was 12, and then when I went out to visit my friend when I graduated high school, I picked up the Lunda Tarot, both of which I still have, both of which I love dearly and would never, ever, ever give up, and wish I could get another copy of the Lunda Tarot. Though you can't. I missed my boat on that, even though I love that deck so much. When I started expanding, and I was really starting to learn the cards, more past the little books, more past, starting to learn the symbology and everything, I took a tarot class and ran up against the be careful what you buy when you're learning. not every tarot deck is the same. And this is a lesson that I didn't learn for a few years. And I picked this at the time. I'm also have a big book purge coming. Unless somebody says something, I might show a few. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind about that. But I'll also be getting rid of the Faery Wicca books. I have books 1 and 2 as well as this. It's technically the 3rd book, actually. It comes... This was a popular style for a while. I have a couple decks with this box style. But yeah, this is very much its own system in many ways. So I'm going to put off playing more with the SDK and actually delving into it hardcore for another month. And I actually may put that off until I move in November. Because that's going to need space and time, and so I'm going to go through this. I will probably then rehome this. The Faery Wicca books they're actually just generic Wicca books from the 90s and late 80s. So you could point these books, and this used to be a lot of what was all out there, and after this people got so tired of this, I will tell you, it's Wicca. Telling you you're reading this book, but you can't be part of Wicca unless you go find a coven, which is great if you're Wiccan. Very similar to Raymond Buckland in style. So if you really like Raymond Buckland, though she apparently plagiarized stuff, made a lot of crap up. You'll see a lot of these older Irish Wicca books will have an ancient potato goddess. Potatoes come from the Americas. Anyway, so, stuff like that. But, can't be in a coven. Make your own tools. Here's how to make a robe. Here's how to call the quarters. It's just the most generic. Literally, nearly every Wicca book from at least the late 80s to the mid 90s was this. And you would quickly get tired of reading this. I went through, part of my book purge is I went through all the old Wicca books that I hadn't ever gotten around to reading. And I don't know why I still have, because I'm not Wiccan at all. I did a year and a day with a coven, and I realized this was not me. This is not what I believed. This is not it. No. So, yeah. And I decided to go through and at least read them really quickly. And yeah, nothing. Scottish Witchcraft, Raymond Buckland's Big Blue Book, 2 Faery Wicca books, which I've literally only been holding on to because I knew I couldn't get them anymore. God, they're. But if you message me very shortly after I post this video, which should be tonight because I'm trying to post new and old, keep the content rolling, and you really want them, I might be willing to send them to you. But if you wait, this is probably going to go with them. I hope I'm pleasantly surprised at the end of this month. But I doubt I will be. I'm just pretty sure that this is just not. I mean, if you want serious Wicca in the US, look at Reclaiming. But Wicca is just not me. It's just not who I am. It's very interesting. Read a lot of history and everything like that, and all the secrets have been revealed. You know how it goes. There's a lot of weirdness with the sexual nature. But the second deck is the Los Scarabio's Dragon deck. The art in this is beautiful. This is in their red border phase in the mid 2010. Or this has to be. This one had to be late 2000. Okay, so there's 2 reasons that I haven't. There's a reason why I haven't worked with this deck. And a reason why I think I might want to get rid of it. I'm trying. Here we go. the death card. I had a cat. I love this cat. I love her dearly, and she died way too young. She died when she was only 12. So I know I had to have gotten this, but I kept this in this beautiful... So I got the Russian box. I kept it in the Russian box. I'm thinking in my head, I see the Russian box on the waterbed. And there's no way that could be true. So maybe it wasn't the Russian box, or maybe it wasn't the waterbed. Because those two things did not exist in my life at the same time. But this kitty, this lovely, lovely kitty who I love to death, chewed on this card. And I meant to get a replacement. I meant to get a replacement deck. So this kitty chewed, I'll see if you can see on this card, on the death card. Only around the border, so I guess I could edge it. Or, you know, I mean, there's the little part here that was done, and on the back it looks a lot worse. You can totally see in the back. But she didn't really get to... That's great, but I love the art. I love dragon decks. I have the Celtic dragon deck, and I love it, but the only problem I have with it is that they've switched because it's a Wiccan deck. The other problem is that during a flood, the Temperance card was got, and it is now, I don't know if you can see that, warped. So yeah, I mean, maybe I should edge this. I mean, these are very, so they have very square, I don't know. I love the art, but there's another problem with this deck. Can you guess what this problem might be? Do you know? You probably do. Everyone's way smarter than me. And I gotta find the problem, because now I can't find it. But I love the art. And I also have the original Dragon deck by US Games, the same people who did the Wyvern card game. Also did a tarot deck, but I have, that's not, I haven't really. Collectors. We are bad people. Our tarot decks go in boxes and we forget about them. We don't have time to work with them all. We need to trade them out more. Wish I'd known that when I was younger. Wish I did that when I was younger. I traded them out a lot when I was more active in Tarot Geeks. I've been getting active with them again. God, I don't want to move. I don't. I love my apartment. I love my apartment so much. And if I have to move, I need to move far away, and I know it, and I gotta, and I want to in some respects. At the same time, I want to miss everybody. Where is this card? Where is the problem card? So, the Lightseer's Tarot interests me in the way that I kind of like the art, but I don't like some things about it. But the Ten of Swords is not one of those. And I know it's just the reaction that people had, that maybe she should have just offered alternates, but the Healing Scars, it's such a powerful image. And that's why I'm going to tell you why I'm on the fence for this too. I'll find it. You know, art is not just subjective, but it's terrifying. It can be terrifying. And I think that's an important thing to know, because, I don't know, maybe I'll make this my first modded deck, and it'll be modded to be, I mean, this has some beautiful representation, like in wands and fire. And that's what kills me about this, is that the art is just so beautiful, and it's one of the earlier decks where they really started doing more. There's lots of naked people in this deck, I will tell you that. With there's Native Americans, Mesoamericans, Chinese, Celtic, African, and I wish they did more such on which African. Japanese. There's just so much. Where is this card? This card is hiding from me. It knows. And I'm also getting caught up in everything else. So let's see. There's the Hierophant. And the Devil. Okay. Emperor and the Empress. Okay. We're gonna get serious now. Death, Justice, Chalices, Temperance. Look at this. The Hydra. Yeah, all the queens are naked. That's it. All the queens are naked. So, okay. So, sorry. So, the problem card really in this deck. So, each suit... Each suit is a different set of people. So, Native Mesoamerican, Anglo-Saxon, Asian, and African. And the cups are the Asian, for the most part, are fine, if maybe a bit tropey. But this has one of the most problematic cards in tarot, and this is where I hesitate, because art needs to be able to show problems, I think. And I suppose it's easy to say, you know, this isn't my trauma directly. And with light seers and everything else, it's not my trauma. So I think it'd be nice if they offered choices. So if the card is triggering for you, that the artist offers a choice instead and takes that. It could get really crazy with how people act on the internet. So, but the Dragon Tarot, we have what has come to be known as the Seven of Cups, is the rape card. Yeah. And you know, this never had a book. It just had the little white book. And for me, I can't decide if it's going to be a deal breaker, because I don't think if I could switch it out with another card and put it in here. But then again, maybe this is the deck that I edge. Maybe this is the deck that I cut up. And I kind of hate to do that. I don't like doing it. It's not my thing. This is the typical, especially a little scarable at the time, and as I can see most other things like that, where they offer a semi-unique spread, but otherwise... it's just that, but it's the Seven of Chalices, licentiousness after a celebration following human nature, dissoluteness. I mean, oh really? That's not what this is. This is not what this depicts. It's so much more harsh than that. But I'm going to give the deck a chance. And I'm going to really think hard about this one. I can't decide that I'm giving this one up. But I can't decide if I can allow it to remain intact. So there I am with this. And to be honest, because so early in me having this deck and the cat got the card and I put it aside meaning to get another copy, and life happened, I didn't realize until later that card was in there, and now I'm conflicted. So I am going to work with that this month and make some decisions. The last deck, so I am going to do 3 decks this month. I usually only do 1 a month that I'm concentrating on. But, so the Tarot of the Elves, which is one of the decks I'm going to be getting rid of, though I love the stories. I hate story tarot. So story tarot is when the tarot is presented as a group of stories. So in the Tarot of the Elves, for example, each suit and the majors were a short story. And the whole book is just filled with short stories. And there's some amazing ones. Oh, yeah. I mean, the art's not that great. It's just Poser and Bryce. Things like that. 3D animated, only not animated type art, which I'm intimately familiar with. So that's always a downer for me, having been a part of that world for a good long time, 15 years or more, before I finally decided that I'm done with that section of art. The hardest thing about that is that I could tell, so things like the Quest deck, Quest Tarot, and Tarot of the Elves, I'm like, not only do I know how they did it, but I own some of those same models and could remake that same picture. And I didn't like that. I want something to be more unique about it. But the other thing too is that what I learned with the Tarot of the Elves is that story tarot is just not for me. And there's not a lot of them. In fact, I can't really name very many. And I have two, the Tarot of the Elves, which I'm planning to find a new home for, and the Necronomicon deck. So, I am a Cthulhu fan. I wouldn't say that Lovecraft was the best author ever. He was not. But he had some interesting ideas, and I've had a lot of fun playing games in the Cthulhu world. They have quite a few, actually. Which is why I picked up this. So when I found out it was a story tarot, I was not happy. I have not read the book yet, so that I'll be doing that this month. The book is actually book number 3 in a series. I do know that. It's very similar in art style to the Tarot of the Elves, though not as poserish. Like, I can't say it's this model and they got it from Daz and things like that. But the art isn't wonderful. But I really thought it was kind of fun. You know, you see like the Well of the Seraph is the hangman, and just that whole mythos vibe. I don't know. I don't know how my friend... I have a friend I might ask if she wants this. But it is a tarot deck, and I need to be real with this. It's just not beautiful enough for me to keep. Queen of Discs. At least not in the kind of thing that I like. But I think I need to give it a chance. Cthulhu is the devil, by the way. In case you're wondering. This Cthulhu is kind of small. He should probably be bigger than that tower in the background. Oh, the Hounds of Lang is the moon of those. Look at the doggies. Azathoth. Shoggoth is in here somewhere. Yog-Sothoth. Anyway, so yeah, but I need to give it a chance. I always give the decks a chance. And I'm reached that point in my life that I just need to let some things go. And if it's not absolutely beautiful or absolutely talks to me on a spiritual level, then I think it needs to go. So this is interesting. It does come with cards that tell you what the correspondences are. So not only astrological, but Cthulhu in this case, the backs. Backs are non-reversible. So yeah, I'll go ahead and give this a read. Read through the book and the deck and see if something magically happens. I believe this bag came with the deck, if I remember correctly. This isn't part of my current bag due. So that's that. Yeah. That's what I'm working on. I have been slightly working with the STK, the Spirit, SKT, Spirit Keepers Tarot. I'm going to mix those up. I'm so bad with acronyms. But kind of in a play kind of way. That's why I saw Benabelle's post on how to like read with the cards, and that this is not just a serious deck. I was a little bit surprised. I was like, is everybody doing this? You don't have to be serious all the time, especially now with tarot. Have you seen some of those cards? I mean, really? You've seen some of these cards. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm going to torture myself a bit this month and make myself deal with decks that I have not for various reasons. And then just make a real big decision on whether or not I keep them. If you message me, you have to wait till I'm done with them. So I'm not saying that I would not make a deal with you if you decide you want one of these, and I am deciding to give them away or sell them or whatever, or trade. You have to wait till I make that decision. So just be aware that if you do message me on some of these, that you may be waiting for a bit. We'll see. All right. Well, okay. So that was my semi-depressing. But look at it. This is an amazing deck. I love this deck so much. And it has a wonderful, nice, sturdy box, which I wish all tarot decks had. Either this matchbox type, like this one, and the Santa Muerta came in, and or like the Dark of the Mansion and the Tarot Keepers with the slide out, or like the Fountain Tarot and the Litho with the magnetic lift. Good boxes. Deck makers, put all your decks in good boxes. Do not make us deal with flip boxes that just die, or flimsy combo boxes. Hear this plea. I'm being a dork, I know. But thanks, I hope you enjoyed the video. So, talk to you later.